Let's move on now. And for the first time ever, South Africa will play host to a globally renowned tournament, which is the IberCup, one of the world's most prestigious youth football tournaments. And this landmark event, which brings together some of the biggest clubs around the world, is set to take place in Gauteng. And it ushers in a new era of opportunity for aspiring young footballers around the country. And we are joined in studio by the CEO of the IberCup South Africa, Michael Bender, is here with us. And he's brought a few trophies here for us to showcase the IberCup. Good evening, and thanks for speaking to us and being here, Michael.
Absolute privilege to be here and an honor, and thank you for having me.
So what exactly is the IberCup? Because we hear that it's one of the biggest international youth tournaments in the world.
IberCup is actually the biggest international youth tournament in the world. We run IberCup in Brazil, in Portugal, in Spain, in China, in Australia, and the US, and now finally, after 4 years, South Africa.
Was it a lot of work to bring it here, and why? What do you think South Africa can add to the IberCup?
So a very interesting story. In 2016, we went over for the first time as South Africans going to compete in international tournaments. In 2018, we took 160 South Africans from the ages of 8 to 18 to play in the IberCup in Portugal. And we really did well. We had coaches coming from Benfica, from Real Madrid, saying, what incredible talent is these South African boys. But they're raw, they need infrastructure, they need training. And we sat back and we thought, it's too much to take a South African player overseas. It costs between 45 and 50,000 Rand a player to go spend 3 days. We met with the IberCup owners and we said, listen, let's do a deal where we bring IberCup to South Africa and let's bring the international teams here and create an opportunity for our talent. Because I say this, and I say this often, South Africa has one of the biggest pools of talent that deserves a platform to play internationally. Let's bring them here, bring scouts over in a tournament that's unprecedented in this country.
Okay, wonderful. And what are you hoping it does? And are you hoping it creates opportunities for players to be scouted, or just to give the clubs and the young players an opportunity to play against the best in the world?
So there are a couple of levels, but the most important level is, and I must mention this, so Gauteng provincial government stood up and said, we'll partner with you. Why? Because they believe this is where the next generation of leaders will be found. If we start using sport to identify individuals in communities who become natural leaders, teamwork, discipline, respect, we're starting to really achieve something. Because let's be fair, not every kid's going to make it overseas. It's virtually impossible. But the percentage that goes overseas become the inspiration or the aspiration for a child sitting in a township at 10, 11 years. There's only so many PSL clubs and ABC Motsepe clubs.
16 PSL clubs.
Okay, I'm not saying that. You
Only 16.
Only 16. You know, in Europe, where I'm part of as the CEO of Barcelona Espanyol Academy in South Africa, Johannesburg, we have various levels of opportunity for kids to be talented, to be identified from school level. Gauteng's finally starting the school TD, starting with this whole school program, which is looking very good. But what do we need? IberCup is here for the next 5 years. IberCup intends bringing the biggest names. We're in discussions with Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea. This year we already have Paris Saint-Germain coming here. We have Benfica coming here. We have Espanyol Barcelona coming here. We have PSV Eindhoven from Holland. We have 5 teams coming from Africa. We have a team from Poland coming here. This is just a benchmark. It's incredible to know our kids, even if they don't get to play against the teams, we're going to be able to see just what is the gap between South African talent. We have the talent. We need the coaching. We need the infrastructure. We need assistance in the lower levels of football.
And so which age groups are we talking about here, and how many teams then are expected to take part in the IberCup in South Africa?
This is the most exciting question you can ask me. IberCup has broken every record known to South African football, youth football. We started 8 years old. Can you imagine these 8-year-olds? We have over 200 clubs competing. That's 5,000 players will play football for 4 days at the UJ complex. Currently, we're sitting with over 1,050 clubs registered to IberCup. So over the next year, you can imagine if an average club has 6 teams, which is with over 6,000 players who want to play in IberCup. 200 teams compete from the 12th to the 16th of December. To walk away with one of those trophies that we just brought in here and put on your table for you is to say, but here's the kicker. the best South African team ranked against international teams, we're paying for to take to Europe. The entire team, their coaches and managers, with the Gauteng provincial government's help, to go and play in IberCup Portugal, Cascais in June, July against 800 clubs.
Okay, so which clubs from South Africa can we expect to take part in this tournament?
Who's your favorite club? And I'll tell you they're most probably there. So I'll start with Kaizer Chiefs.
That's your favorite club?
Well, I'm allowed to choose a South African club, but that's not far from my heart. Sundowns, obviously, Amazulu. Pirates, unfortunately, didn't have a youth academy. So we missed out with them. But more importantly, from every PSL team, we've got some of the biggest teams coming. Cape Town City, Bloemfontein City, which is the old Bloem Celtic. So we've got some fantastic teams coming.
And maybe for other teams that are finding out about it while watching us here on SABC, how do they become part of the next IberCup? Or is it too late to become part of the IberCup this year?
We've had to close IberCup this year because it was just incredible to see so many teams enter. Next year, all they have to do in January, we will announce the next IberCup. If they go onto our website, which is www.ibercup.co.za, they can start registering already. As I said, we have over 1,000 clubs already registered. This is only the start. Next year, we will launch 3 other tournaments to support IberCup. Because again, we want to get out to the townships where kids aren't getting opportunity. So we want to launch 3 mini tournaments, for the sake of a better word, that each team that plays in those tournaments in the townships can win a spot in IberCup in December. Gauteng provincial government has been incredible with their sports department, sports, arts, culture and recreation, in terms of supporting the opportunity. So we are sponsoring 10 teams with the Gauteng provincial government, who have selected 10 school teams. How exciting is that? And then with SAFA, which is Gauteng Football Association, we've also arranged 10 development teams and 20 female teams. Female sport needs to get a lift up here. Gauteng provincial government and Gauteng Football Association with SAFA are supporting us in building a females football tournament that's already in. So we're very excited at that opportunity.
So the IberCup is not just about these established teams that we know, or these academies of these big clubs. Are you saying even schools can get involved?
Absolutely. IberCup has to level the playing field, excuse the pun, and change the game. Oh, excuse another pun.
See what you did there.
Yeah, the point is, teams, we have teams from Soweto, I don't want to mention their names, who we know are struggling even to just get kit. So IberCup assists in getting kit to them, getting them together, giving them some training schedules. And IberCup next year will bring coaching classes from Europe to South Africa, because we believe coach the coaches, football will improve because they coach downward. So the coaches start getting. If you're a team and you're registered with an LFA, a local football association, or with Gauteng Football or SAFA or any accredited league or school program, you're welcome to join IberCup.
Okay, and you mentioned the partnership from the Gauteng Department of Sport. I know that they're very passionate. There are other tournaments they've supported over the years. I know they're also big on social responsibility programs besides the football or the sport. Are there any of those initiatives coming with the IberCup?
So, very interesting question. So, Gauteng provincial government will partner with us on a 12-month period. We believe life skills are equally important to skills that kick a soccer ball. So, with the department, we are working on an enterprise scenario where we are going to include SMEs, help new businesses start, get clubs who need help in terms of understanding what does it take to start. So there's an entire initiative that's just also contributes to the economy of South Africa, but also the social well-being. We have some community projects that we're working with them on now, where we will look at taking a school in a township, for instance, and see what we can do there on a regular basis on a Wednesday and bring some festival football there. But the biggest thing is, while they're together, it's to teach life skills. We have to stop gangsterism. We have to stop alcoholism. We have to stop all the drug abuse. But it's also hard to say that when kids have no hope. IberCup is part of a program that will start delivering hope and dignity to our children. Like I said earlier, I'm a child who can't believe that I could ever get to see an international team arrive on the shores of South Africa. But hang on, I can actually go watch a game now because it's for free. Come down to UJ. Come and see the games. Join in the opportunity, but we make ourselves available with the Gauteng provincial government to build a program over 12 months, life skills. It's important. Discipline, respect, humility. I could talk all night to you about this.
Yeah, and I don't know if the Wednesday is intentional, but I'm glad you've identified Wednesday because all these former players always tell us they used to play football at schools on a Wednesday, and that's where they were all discovered. So I hope that succeeds. So when are the teams expected to arrive here for this festival of football?
So the exciting thing is on the 10th of December, Paris Saint-Germain arrives, then followed by Benfica, PSV Eindhoven, and they all start arriving. On the 12th, we're having an opening ceremony at the UJAW Muller Stadium. Some entertainment, some fun, and we're just going to introduce 200 teams to South Africa that are playing in the biggest tournament this country's ever seen in its life.
And what do you think will make South Africa different from the other countries, or what do you hope the world will see from South Africa?
Can I tell you where we're different? First of all, they play unbelievable tactical football. They don't like 1v1s like we like 1v1s. So our skills in terms of our dribbling, we've got to learn that when you beat a player but look up for the pass. We beat a player and then we want to beat another player and beat another player. We've got to get past that. We've got to learn, use our skill set. We're so similar to Brazil. Use our skill set, but then make it into a teamwork. That's the difference we're going to see in this tournament, where the European teams work us out in the second half. We have to use the first half, this beautiful African flair. I'm hoping IberCup lets coaches understand how to take this beautiful African dribbling and blend it with the European style, which is a lot more tactical than it is all skill-based.
Okay, tell us about these two trophies that you've brought here, gold and silver. That number one and number two.
What's really interesting, there are going to be 200 of these, gold and silver. It's very important that we also recognize teams that don't make the top two.
Okay.
So we bring in the silver category for the 3 and 4 place to play off for silver. The gold obviously is the penultimate. They get a gold medal and the silver medal then for the 3rd and 4th playoffs. Every single child who participates gets a medal. I mean, we're feeding close to 5,000 kids a day. So again, it's about creating this community that comes together, that they're going to see stuff they've never seen before in their life. I mean, we're live streaming every single day. SABC is our partner. We're very excited about that. We're going to do a documentary at the end. But these trophies, we want people to believe this is the highest honor you can achieve in a youth category going forward.
What are the dates again?
12th of December to the 16th of December. First game kicks off on the 13th. It's Friday the 13th, but we don't believe in any of that anyway. So 12th of December is the opening ceremony at the UJAW Muller Stadium. It starts at 4 p.m. and then we kick off 8 o'clock the next morning. We cannot wait.
Okay, wonderful. Can't wait for that. Michael Bender, CEO of the IberCup. Thank you for joining us here on SABC. Looking forward to a 4-day football festival.
Thank you for the time afforded us.
Thank you, and good luck to the teams that kick off the tournament on Friday the 13th. But sounds like an exciting tournament with some top clubs from around the country, around the world, sending their youth teams to the IberCup.